Hello.
Hi, candidate number one.
Hello, sir. You look very handsome tonight.
Thank you, and you look so gorgeous today.
Thank you.
How do you feel tonight?
To be honest, I feel exhausted traveling all the way from Pilar, Sorsogon for almost 10 hours. Pero nawala po lahat ng pagod na ito nang marinig ko ang palakpakan ng mga taga-atimonan. Salamat po sa pag-welcome kahit Bicolana po ako.
Okay, actually, that's not my question. My question is, what do you think will be the biggest challenge in terms of technological advancement and globalization brought by innovation?
Come again, sir.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge as an LGBTQIA plus member in terms of technological advancement and globalization brought by innovation?
Thank you so much. As someone who graduated with a course of Bachelor of Arts in Communication, I am into a media-related field, and that is also somehow connected to technology and the advancement of globalization. So the question is, what
Would you think is the biggest challenge?
what are the biggest challenges that we can face in terms of globalization and advancement of technology? First and foremost, because of the influence of social media, a lot of youths are engaged in premarital sex. And a lot of youths are also engaged in dating. And I take no offense with that. I respect those opinions. I respect the relationship of other people. Second, a lot of people are also tend to forget the importance of our culture because they tend to focus more on what they can see in social media, what they can actually instill using the power of technology. Nowadays, a lot of youth are so engaged in Western culture and we forget our very own culture as Filipinos. Third, one of the most disadvantage also of globalization and technology are actually the bashers, the opinions of other people that may affect the mental sanity of other people as well. I have suffered from depression because of the devastating effects of pandemic, and until now, I am still bouncing back from it. I am a social media endorser. I am also a pageant enthusiast, which means I am an image and I receive a lot of criticisms in social media. But despite of the disadvantages that we have experienced in the advancement of globalization and technology, we should always learn how to choose to move forward and straddle the imaginary pedals of life. We should always choose to bounce back from these disadvantages and turn these disadvantages into opportunities. At the end of the day, we as Filipinos, we are already living in the 21st century wherein we are adapting to the change of times and the needs of times. So we should always maximize our collective impact, addressing the evolving needs of our community and work towards a stronger and more inclusive society. Because these disadvantages doesn't matter. It is up to us people on how are we going to adapt to these changes and how are we going to use this in the right way. Because we are considered to be keyboard warriors, and what we post in social media and how we use technology may shape someone's mind and someone's perception. So let us always think before we click. Thank you so much.
Good evening, candidate number 2.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
How do you feel right now?
Actually, mixed emotions. I'm very happy and at the same time a bit nervous. Happy because of the very warm acceptance of the people here. A bit nervous because even though there's just 5 of us, it is a tight competition. I've been with these girls in different pageants. Sometimes I win, sometimes they win, vice versa. So we cannot say who's gonna win tonight.
Yeah, so I think it's been so many times that I have asked a question. Before I was the host, but now as a judge. So this time, my question to you is, if you could organize a fundraising activity, what cause would it support? And how would you execute it? If you could organize a fundraising activity, what cause would it what cause would it support and how would you execute it?
Thank you so much for that very wonderful question and for this opportunity for me to voice out my opinion and my idea about certain topics and issues. The question that was given to me is that if I am going to organize a fundraising activity, for what cost it would be and how am I going to organize it? My dear beloved Board of Judges, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of fundraising activities that is implemented for different causes. There are some for those who are cancer warriors, victims of HIV, for elderly people, for those that doesn't have houses, and so on and so forth. But it is very seldom that I hear that there is a fundraising activity that is for the cost of the elderly members of the LGBT community, especially the ones who are in need of help because they are sick. We all know, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are a member of the LGBT community, it is not always that your family will be with you once you already are in the age of what we call elderly. You will be alone unless you have real friends, true friends that will be with you. And if you are in that age, you will get sick. You will need assistance. And in this country that we are living, there is not what we call a service or a Medicare service for the members of the LGBT community. So if there is a fundraising event that I will be upholding, the cost will be to help the elderly members of the LGBT community who is in need of our help simply because they are also human beings. Once upon their life, when they were still young, they made us laugh. They bring laughter and joy around us. And I think that it is just about time that we, the people, should help them as well. Let's not just throw them away because they are our brothers and sisters. And how am I going to execute it? It is very simple. As a pageant like this, we can simply execute a fundraising activity that can have a fun to help these elderly people who will be watching a pageant. We can charge them for an entrance fee and whatever amount that we will get in the entrance fee, we can donate that to the elderly people who need our help. And we can continue doing that until we can create what we call a house, a real house for these elderly people. In that way, even though in their dying times or in their dying age, they would know that people still love them, accept them, and respect them, regardless of their gender preference and sexual orientation. If this answer is an answer that will make me lose or win tonight, so be it. I will never ever bend my understanding of what is right, what is the truth, and what is acceptable. Thank you so much and good evening.
Magandang gabi po, ma'am.
Kumusta ka po?
Okay lamang po sa sobrang pagod, almost 10 hours traveling from my very hometown, which is the Nasugbu, Batangas.
Yes. And ito po ang question na, bilang isang miyembro ng LGBTQ community, paano mo na makikita ang iyong papel sa pagpapalaganap ng kamalayan at pagtanggap sa lipunan? Bilang isang miyembro ng LGBTQ community, paano mo nakikita ang iyong papel sa pagpapalaganap ng kamalayan at pagtanggap sa lipunan?
Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful and relevant question. Before I answer that question, I just want to say thank you to all of the judges this night. Ma'am, sir, good evening. Thank you so much. And batid ko pong pawang mga kabataan ng 80% na mga na manonood natin ngayong gabi ito. Kung kaya, hayaan niyo po sagutin ko ng Tagalog na wika ang katanungan niyo upang lubos nilang maunawaan at meron silang matutunan sa aking kasagutan. Ang katanungan yung dahil sa ganitong pamamaraan, paano daw po nakikita ang aking papel sa kamalayan o kamulatan ng sanlibunan bilang isang LGBT community member. Simple lamang po, mga gilo kong manonood at mga hurado, ang pagtayo sa inyong harapan ay ito isang papel lamang ang pagpapatunay na kami sang kabaklaan, miyembro ng LGBTQIA+, ay malakas, kaya magpangiti ng mga taong may nararamdaman na lungkot at karamdaman sa kanilang buhay. Kaya namin tumulong sa pamamagitan ng pagpakita ng talento, ganda at talino sa inyong lahat. Pangalawa, kami po ay naging papel dito sa inyong harapan dahil kami po ay bakla. Ngunit hindi basta bakla lamang. Kami lalaki, nasa katawan ng lalaki, kaya namin gawin ang mga gawaan ng mga kababaihan at mga sangkalalakihan. Kung kaya't ang pangtindig sa inyong harapan mga hurado ay isa lamang papel, pagpapatunay na dapat naririto mga tao na naririto ngayong gabi ito ay mamalayan, mamulat na kami LGBTQIA+ ay hindi miyembro lamang ng bahagharing komunidad. Maraming salamat po.
Four,
Hi, sir.
you look beautiful tonight.
Eme, Char.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my question is, as a part of LGBTQIA+, actually this is a current event, what's your stand in terms of the dispute between China and Philippines in West Philippine Sea?
Pardon.
Alright, my question is, as a part of LGBTQIA+, what's your stand in terms of the dispute between the China and Philippines in West Philippine Sea?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, para po sa akin, yung gitman ng kaalaman ng marami na sinasakop daw po ng China ang ating gawa na kung saan ay ang Philippine Sea. Ngunit gusto kong palawakin ng bawat isa na hindi naging pamantayan kung ano man ang bansa na pinaglalabanan. Ito'y kung paano makipagkapwa-tao at magbigay opinyon sa bawat isa. Ang opinyon ko lamang po na masasabi sa inyo, hindi man po ako malakas, hindi man po ako malawak ang aking kaalaman. Ngunit gusto kong sa isip at isa puso palagi ang ang kasagutan sa bawat katanungan na binigay ng isang kurado. Ito po ang aking ang kasagutan. Nais ko pong ipamulat sa mga tao na hindi lang pamantayan kung ano man ang sexualidad, ipaglalaban kung ano ang tama at laging isa sa isip kung ano ang tama dito sa mundong ginagalawan natin. Opo, bakla po kami. Pero may dalawa pong nasa aming gitna, nasa parte ng aming hita na kaya namin ipaglaban at higit sa lahat, lagi po kaming titingin sa poong may kapal at siya lang po ang magbibigay sa amin ng lakas loob upang ipaglaban para sa China Sea na kung saan pinagkakaguluhan at binomba daw po ng China ang Pilipinas. Ngunit lagi ko pong iisipin dito sa mundong ginagalawan natin. I've been there in China, but they are not all the people na ay masama. Lagi po nating sasabihin na hindi pare-parehas ang tao, kaya wag po tayong maninira ng kapwa natin. Opo, mali po ang nakikita nyo sa TV dahil yun po'y pawang na walang katotohanan. Naniniwala po ako na meron pong magandang idudulot ang pagkakaisa dito sa mundong ginagalawan natin. Yun lang po at maraming salamat.
Grabe. Ang hirap ng tanong.
How are you, candidate number 5?
Nung narinig ko po yung mga sagot ng mga naunang kandidato sa mga, ay grabe, ang hirap ng tanong pero nasagot mo lang. Sana ako din, kaya
Okay, so my question for you is, if you were going to create a festival for the LGBTQ festival, what would be the title of this festivity and why? If you could create a festival for the LGBTQI festival, aside from Pride, what would be the title of this festivity and why?
Thank you so much. I believe that question is very hard for someone like me, a part of the transgender community, because we are just relying on the Pride Month. So the judge, or the handsome judge here, gave me a question wherein if I could create a festival, what name would it be and why? Well, amidst all of the challenges that the LGBT members are facing every single day. There is discrimination, criticism, alienation, and even humiliation. Well, one thing that came in my mind is the word love. And so, if I will be given a chance to be specifically, the title would be Love Yourself Festival. Why should I say so? Because it is through loving yourself that you can fully accept yourself, and so that people will be inspired that you as a transgender woman, as part of the LGBT community, you are inspiring other people. And because of that, I believe that this Love Yourself Festival will not only be efficient or beneficial for the LGBT community, but also for the heterosexual community, because they will have a thought in mind that if I love myself, if I will take care of myself, then what else matters? Because what matters most is that whatever problems and whatever things we face every single day, as long as we have ourselves, as long as we take care of ourselves, then that will be the most beneficial and the most important thing in this world. Because I believe in the quotation that states, or in the Latin quotation, agta me nombre non verba, or what we call love conquers everything. And because of this festival, we can celebrate not only lives of the LGBT community, but also the whole human race. Because after all, we are all humans. We deserve to celebrate festivities that are for ourselves and for our society and humanity. And so let us work hand in hand so that we can attain solidarity, peace, acceptance, and equality as well. That is my simple answer for that very hard question for tonight. Thank you so much.